Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I was relaxing and then I realized I had more stuff to talk about. So guys, I want to let you know that God is a relationship God. God is a relationship God, and God is going to get all up in your business, okay? A lot of times we want God, okay, God, I see you at church. Okay, God, I see you when I need something. But Lord, when it comes to this thing, I need you to stay out of it. No, God looks at our relationships, and God has been using me to deal in those areas today. Because in his returning, guys, there's a lot of people that's going to be tripped up because they neglected relationship issues, or they neglected to leave things alone that the Lord told them to leave alone, or they neglected the things that he wanted them to fix. He wanted them to correct, okay? Down to something as simple as saying, I am sorry. I should not have done that. Remember, we're going to stand before God for every idle word. And I believe just as we're going to stand before him for every idle word, we're going to stand before him. That's why the books are going to be open to give an account also, not just for idle words, but the things that we have done. So the Lord is not just telling you to do bigger services and to sing louder and to write more books. He's calling us to places of, what are you doing to your husband? I don't like this situation that's going on, what you're doing with your wife. I don't like how you handled this person. You should not have said that to the cashier at the register. Believe it or not, God cares about every human being. So when you hurt and you offend his creation, the one that had his specific DNA that he placed in them that nobody else has, and they cry and they're sad, he hears from heaven. So realize how special you are, but also realize the people you may not like or you frowned at and you did wrong to, God hears them too. All right? And this is why he even tells us to leave our enemies to him, because it's not that he just wants to make you hurt. He doesn't want you to hurt yourself by getting your hands dirty, by putting your hands towards the person that he created, even if they're doing wrong, because only he can handle them. So guys, let me tell you what this word is about. As I was teaching in Proverbs 7 today, and I was talking about the strange woman, guys, the Lord brought something to my remembrance, and he wants me to bring this to you all here. I'm going to read you Proverbs 7. You can read all of it in your own time and in your own version. I'm reading from the King James Version. In Proverbs chapter 7, this is where the strange woman was trying to entice and trying to seduce this young man void of understanding. But here's what she says at 17. I have perfumed my bed with myrrhs, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning. Let's just roll around and do our thing all night, right? Until the morning. Let us solace ourselves with loves. Notice it's not love. Loves. Loves. She's not loyal. It ain't gonna just be you. Let's solace ourselves. Let's satisfy ourselves with loves, right? But here's the key, guys, that I want to share. For the good man is not at home. He is gone, a long journey. He hath taken a bag of money with him and will come home at the day appointed. So here's what I'm trying to show you. In my last video, I gave you one example that the Lord showed me with this particular scripture here, those verses. But guys, this is what God has given me. This woman is saying to this man, for the good man is not at home. He is gone a long journey. He has taken a bag of money with him and will not come home at the day appointed. In her house, guys, it is decked. Her bed is decked with the coverings, not covering, the coverings of tapestry and carved works and with fine linen. And she has perfumed her bed with myrrh and aloes and cinnamon. These are expensive and costly spices. And my brothers and sisters, she's telling this man to come in because the good man is not at home. There's some women, you have a good man, a hardworking man. Because see, this man is gone. He's on a business trip. He's out to work. He's working long hours. Whether he's a businessman or he's a taxi cab driver, he's working long and hard to provide for you. You have a good man who is doing good things for you. This is why you have the fine beds, the tapestries, the coverings, the carved works that the good man has worked hard for, because now he's gone on a long journey again, because he works long and hard to provide you the aloes and the myrrh and the cinnamon and the spices and the fine crafty works of Egypt, and you are out and about seducing others. You have a good man. You have a good man. And maybe you have a husband, and maybe you have this man in your life. He does not have everything to provide you with material, but he works hard to give you what he can. His wealth is what is in that house. It may not be state of the art and it may not be high end, but he's working hard to provide for you. You have a good man. He loves you. But what are you doing? Because you have a good man, when he's not home, you are doing the unthinkable because you are subtle in heart. Subtle means you do things in a way that you are hard to detect. You are stealth in your manipulations. You are stealth in your seductions. You are stealth in your indiscretion. You are discreet. You're indiscreetly discreet. You have a good man. And you are running circles around him. And when he tries to talk to you, we're going to go up to, let's see, let me find that verse. Verse 11, when he tries to talk to you, as verse 11 says, she is loud and stubborn, and her feet abide not in her house. So when your husband speaks to you, that man in your life, that loves you, and he's doing right by you, okay? Your husband, that good man, and he's bringing things to your attention because there's certain things he's discovered and he's been talking to you. You're loud and you're stubborn and you're not trying to hear him because you realize he's a good man. You realize that you have him now caught up with you because you have caught him and you kissed him and you offered him peace offerings and you said all these things that were good to him, and he followed you because he didn't have wisdom. He loved you, but he didn't have wisdom. And so now you have this man who's providing you all the wealth and all the good things, and he's loving you. But you are now doing what? You're passing on the street. You may not be doing it as in physically, but you're doing things. You're passing on the streets of the internet. You're passing on the streets of your text thread. You're passing on the streets of the chat box. You're passing on the streets of the workplace husband and romance that you have going on. And you have a good man and you're comfortable in what you're doing. But God is seeing the heart of your husband, and that you're breaking his heart and that you are hurting his heart. And I'm going to take this opportunity to talk and put women in here too. Some of you have good women. And a lot of times you find that people have married good men and women because they want to have a good man and a good woman at home while they prowl the streets. And see, these men and women, their hearts are hurting, and God is hearing them, and he's calling out to them. They're calling out to him and they're crying. He sees their tears. He sees their frustrations. He sees the hurt in that man and that woman. And you are satisfied in the fact that you've been getting away with so much. You're going to get away with it. You're going to do it again. But God is saying he's stepping to the forefront. He has given you a chance, especially those of you are Christians. You know the voice of God, but you have ignored his voice, and you found ways to manipulate and to hurt and to deceive the good man in your life, that good woman in your life. But guys, I have something that I must say. Sometimes that woman and that man, they don't have the strength to leave you because they love you. Because they love you and they have loyalty. And God is talking to you and talking to you, but you continue doing what you're doing. And it's hard for them to leave you. But God is going to make it where you leave them. You're going to leave not only them, but you're going to leave this earth. You're going to leave this life. Because he's going to take his hedge off of you, and sin will bring you to the grave. Guys, I'm not trying to be morbid and I'm not trying to be mean. But God is not going to let you keep hurting your wife. Keep hurting that good man. Keep hurting that good woman. But this message is really, I sense that the Lord is talking about these women that you are hell on wheels in the house. You are manipulative. You are wicked, but you say you're saved. And God is saying what your husband cannot do because of his love for you and just a sense of just being tired. God is saying, I'm going to move you. I'm going to move you. Some of you, because some of you are using the "you can't divorce me" lines. And divorce is sin. God is saying, he shall be a widow. She will be a widow. Do not use my word to deceive. I hear God saying. And some of you, God is saying swift and instant changes are going to come. Because God takes care of his sons and his daughters. So I hear the Lord saying to those of you, you have a good man at home. Those wives, you have a good man at home. God is giving you a warning. God is giving you an opportunity to stop what you're doing. Because your loudness and your stubbornness against your husband in the face of wrong is coming up to his ear. And in these last days, he's not going to have that man so caught up with you that he cannot do the work of the Father. Husbands, God has given you an opportunity to do the right things by that good woman at home. Because her tears and her heartbrokenness, it's coming to his ear. And you yourself are using the divorce line. And so she will be a widow. But instant changes are coming. And he's giving you an opportunity to turn from your ways. A husband and a wife is not there for conveniencing, for your own convenience and a source of sexual resourcing and for them to wash and clean and cook and do things for you. There is a divine purpose. And in some of these relationships, God did not call you to these relationships. God told you not to marry this person. God told you not to marry her. He told you not to marry him, but you did. But God is saying, you are still my child, and I am going to rectify the injustices and the things that are being done. So again, those of you with a good man at home, God is calling you to a place of repentance and to change. You will change if you take heed to him and allow him to lead you on the path that leads to everlasting life. This is the word of the Lord today, guys. Be blessed.